Coach, I'm gonna give you a couple names of a few past players, and I just want you to give me a little snippet of what comes to mind when I get Jeff Duncan.
Best hitter I ever coached. He was pure, just pure. I mean,
Mickey Callaway.
probably the best high school athlete I've ever coached. He was 92 on the bump as a junior in high school. He was the best high school athlete I ever coached as a high school baseball player. He has had that fast twitch muscle explosion. But Mickey was the best. He was the best high school athlete I ever coached.
Jay Hood.
He's the best baseball player I ever coached.
Yeah,
He could do it all. He could.
derailed by injuries, I think.
Right. Broke his wrist pretty bad in AA, and was never able to get that hand to turn over again. But he was he went down and followed No More at Georgia Tech. He was the shortstop that they brought in behind No More, and then but he was the best infielder I've ever coached, and he's the best infielder I've ever seen in Memphis. But then he could hit, he could pitch. He was our number 3 pitcher, and he just did everything that he had to do, and he put us on his back several times in that 95 season, or we wouldn't have had that 0 at the end of the thing. But he was the best high school baseball player I ever had.
Paul Mahalo.
Paul Star. We kind of nicknamed him Paul Star, but he was quiet. But what I remember about Paul the most was Paul knew he was talented. And he knew he could be good. But Paul was constantly trying to improve every aspect of his pitching.
Heath Hatfield, you already mentioned him as well, but another special player.
Hattie he was so good. I mean, I happened to coach his dad one summer when his dad was 16. And so I knew Todd. And Heath reminded me a lot of Todd. Todd was left-handed, Heath was right-handed. But Heath had pop in his barrel, but he was a pitcher. That was his thing. And he had such a feel for the ball. He had so many different pitches, and we had to phase them down because he could throw a slider, he could throw a curve, he could throw a splitter.
He was inventing pitches out there.
Yes, exactly, and always had a great changeup, and he just had such a feel on his fingertips of the ball that I always just delighted. That was always fun to call his game.
Yeah. It's unbelievable the names, and we've skipped many of them, just don't have enough time.
That I've been very fortunate to be at 3 good baseball schools in my career. And some coaches never get an opportunity to have a player like a Jacob or a Hatfield or a Hood. And the good Lord looked down on me and give me the opportunity and to have some great kids. And I think we developed, all those kids, I think we developed so much of our relationships in that weight room and on that track during the off season.
Right.